Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. My name is Jason. We're inside today. We're in the kitchen, but we're not cooking. Okay, we're actually going to talk about some canning essentials for 2023. Essential canning supplies for 2023 canning's a big deal around here. If we grow a lot of food, we want to can a lot of food. Angela's a brilliant canner, and she's done a lot of canning videos that have been pretty successful for us. So a lot of you guys obviously love to watch canning videos. So we're going to talk about the canning essentials and essential supplies for this 2023 upcoming season. And a lot of things here. We do, like I said, we do a ton of canning, and all these supplies are very important to us. So we think they'll be very important to you as well.
First, we are going to start with lids and rings. And I'm not going to lie to you. This is a far superior product to Ball any day.
ForJars.
ForJars is a far superior product.
Hey, small business, family-owned business, made in America, right?
I will show you the difference. Here's a Ball lid. They're much thinner. You can push on them, and they start to bend.
Compared to this one, just ForJars,
which is much thicker. This also has stainless steel in it.
So it makes them stronger.
So they're so much stronger. They also have stainless steel in their rings, which means that their rings don't rust.
Here's a Ball one.
Here's a Ball one that rust like crazy. This has been used one time and it's rusted. And also, here's ForJars. See, barely will move.
What's this?
And look, watch that.
And there's ForJars.
Will barely budge.
Same pressure.
And will barely budge.
This is junk.
And I will tell you, Ball, I have noticed over the years of using Ball, they've got so that now when you go to pop the lid off, it doesn't make that popping sound.
No.
And it doesn't release air. Like you will see the food jump inside the jar. You used to be able to do that where it's releasing air back into the jar.
Yep.
With this, they always pop when you release them.
As their canning towels say.
And their canning towels are awesome.
These are great canning towels.
These are microfiber, and they absorb all the water off your jars. They are awesome.
Yep.
The best canning towels ever.
They're really cool.
We are an affiliate with ForJars.
So we have a link and code.
So we have a link and code. You have to click the link and type in the code ART10.
Yep. It's in the description, and you get 10% off.
And I will tell you, you can buy some of these things on Amazon. They are more expensive on Amazon.
And you can't use a promo code.
And you can't use promo code. And so you will get 10% off with this.
Yep.
You will pay more on Amazon, and they don't have everything. Where they do, where they are coming up with more and more products all the time. Like
Angela said, they are coming up with more stuff all the time, constantly adding to their store. They've got all those canning lids. They've got canning books on there, canning recipe books on there. They've also got these stress relief mats, standing on. So like if you're standing all day doing an all day canning session or even a half day, those mats take a lot of pressure off your feet. We don't have one right now. We're going to buy one probably in the next day or so, but those are very important to us as well. Also, they're coming up with their own jars. Okay, I'm not sure they have them out now, but they are working on doing their own jars because, again, Ball jars have become less dependable lately. So ForJars is a super great company, wonderful people to deal with, and again, small business made in America, family-owned business, easy to support. We love them. That's all we're going to use from now on. So there's that.
Now the next thing is this ladle. This is almost like a cup. This is probably over a cup.
Yeah, it's a big ladle.
And it just takes a little bit to fill up a pint jar. It's so much better, and it rests on the side of your pot. It is the best ladle that you can get for canning. I will leave a link in the description below to all of these things. This is probably the best canning funnel you can get, because it tells you on the side, your jar sits in it like this, and you can see headspace. Headspace is marked for you, so you can clearly see without any problems where the headspace is. You can get stainless steel funnels, but I will tell you, they get hot.
Yeah.
And when you go to lift them out, they're screaming hot. This does not get hot. Now, you need jar grabbers to get those jars out of the water. These came in a set with this and a funnel and everything. You can get that set.
Norpro makes a set, Ball makes a set.
And it's okay. And I still use the magnet, but that's about the only thing that I use of it. These jar grabbers are very cheap, which, by the way, most people use these the wrong way. Most people think that because this is silicone, that this is for comfort grip. That's not it. It's silicone so that it grabs the lids better.
If you see, it's made this shape to go around the jars.
This is what you grab with.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it didn't take long at all using this for it to start getting roughed up and torn.
Can't really see it.
It's roughed up and torn.
Yeah.
And it didn't take me long at all using this till I was almost dropping jars. You do not want to drop the jars. You want something that will hold secure.
Yeah. You know, I think a quart jar gets really heavy.
Yes. And that's when I found this.
Spring loaded.
It's put out by Ball. It's spring loaded. It's got these big rims that holds the jar secure. And you're not going to drop that jar with these. And much better, much stronger material. Yep. You're going to pay about $12 or $13 for these. They're worth it because they're going to last you for many years. Where this is going to bust pretty quickly.
Yeah. One time dropping a jar with that will make it not worth it.
Yes. And as I said, I will leave a link to all this. Okay, now we'll move on to canners. This is your basic canner that a lot of people use. You can buy them at any Walmart or anything. They come with your basic lifter inside, your basic rack and lifter. I used this for years, but I noticed when you've got this thing full of water, it's extremely hard to pick this thing up because it's lightweight, but it gets really heavy when it's full of water, and it starts sloshing a lot because the pot itself is very lightweight, so it starts sloshing. And you run the risk of pouring hot water all over yourself. So I decided to invest in this.
No, well, you did invest in this before they got real expensive.
Yes. When I got this, I got it from Farm and Fleet, and it was on sale for $99 when I got it.
Yeah.
They are much more expensive now. This is, if you've watched any of my canning videos, I've showed you this many times. I've told you my love for it. This is the Ball electric water bath canner.
Yep.
As you can see, you just plug this in. You have the controls, because this can also work as a large batch cooker as well. It doesn't only can, it can also cook. And you just turn it all the way over to can to do the canning. Otherwise, you can turn it on any of these settings for cooking.
And you're not using your stove.
And you're not using your stove. So your stove is free to cook whatever you need to cook for the canning. And you do not have to pick up a heavy canner and dump it, because you just move this over a sink, open it up, and all your water drains out.
Yep.
So you never have to pick up a heavy canner again.
Yep.
They sell out every year.
And the price goes up as the season goes on.
As the season goes on and demand gets higher, these get more expensive. Right now, you can get this on Amazon for around $177. Later, it will go up to between $250 and $280.
Right.
I highly recommend that if you want one of these, get it now.
Yep.
Because they get very hard to find and very expensive.
Yep.
And that, I can tell you, this is worth the investment.
It is, without a doubt.
Okay, this is the Presto pressure canner. This is the smaller one. They have one bigger than this.
It's a good basic pressure canner.
It's just a good basic pressure canner.
Yeah.
I will leave a link in the description to this and the bigger one.
Yeah.
I chose to get the smaller one because it was cheaper at the time. And that was a better option for me at the time.
It's not necessary for us to get a bigger one. Right?
No, the difference is in the bigger one and this one.
Yeah.
The bigger one you can actually stack pints.
Yeah.
So you can do like a double load of pints.
So how many pints get in, like 20? Or?
You can get...
I forget. It's a lot.
It's 18 or 20.
It's a lot.
You can get in there.
A lot of pints. This holds 7 quarts, right?
Yeah.
That's all we ever need.
Because mostly I just use this for quarts.
Yeah.
Because most everything that I can in pints is water bath canned.
Yeah, we do what? Vegetable soup and beans. That's about all we pressure can, ain't it?
Yeah, for the most part.
For right now.
But for right now.
Yeah.
Because for those of you who may not know, the reason you need both canners, contrary to what other people may tell you, you need both canners.
Yeah.
Anything low acid has to be pressure canned.
Corn, beans, potatoes.
Anything with meat.
Meat, for sure.
Or anything that has had meat in it.
Meat
so
stock.
If you have stock.
Meat stock, yeah.
It has to be pressure canned.
Yes.
Otherwise you risk botulism.
Yeah. It's not worth it.
So anything low acid has to be pressure canned. Anything high acid can be water bath. But there is one flaw with this, and that's this pressure gauge. This pressure gauge has to be taken to your county extension agent once a year to be recalibrated.
Yep.
Because it gets off calibration. The more you use it, the more off calibration it gets. So it's not telling you the correct pressure. So therefore you are not canning at the correct pressure.
Because like beans have to be canned, what, 10 to 12?
10 to 11.
10 to 11 right there. And if it's off a little bit, then you're canning it like 7.
Yes.
5 to 7. And that's a problem.
That's a big problem.
Yep.
So you can either take this off, take it to your county extension once a year, and have it recalibrated, or you can invest in one of these. This is a weighted gauge.
Yep.
When it doesn't have either of these rings on it, it's 5 pounds. Add 1 ring, it's 10-pound pressure. Add 2 rings, it's 15-pound pressure.
Yep.
It goes right here instead of the gauge that comes with it. And when it gets to, say you have it at 10 pounds pressure, which is very common for this elevation that we live at. 10 pounds pressure is normal. When it gets to 10 pounds of pressure, it will start to rock.
Yep.
Just gently rock. And it will make like a hissing sound. And I have noticed, since I've been using this, every year this gauge is off more and more and more. But it does not matter because I have this. And this tells me when I'm at the right pressure because it will start to rock.
Yeah.
These are relatively these are pretty inexpensive.
It's worth it.
And it's worth it to not have to take this to the county extension every year.
Yeah, and to know that this is under pressure without having to rely on this being calibrated right, no matter what.
Yes. Pressure canning is very important if you want to can things.
Yeah.
Things like beans and potatoes and corn and things like that.
Now, is there an electric option for pressure canning?
Yes, there is an electric option now. There is a Presto electric pressure canner.
Is it any good?
I cannot speak from personal experience. I have not used one. I did consider it. After further investigation into it, I decided against it. They are close to $300. That's one big no-no. This is much cheaper. The next thing is they are like using a huge Instant Pot, essentially. But because it has to come to a much higher pressure, it takes much longer for it to come to pressure. And it takes much longer for the pressure to go off of it.
So you're cooking your beans before and after.
So the beans, or whatever you are cooking, in this is being cooked the whole time it's coming to pressure, and the whole time the pressure's going off, it's being cooked. So it's going to be severely overcooked.
Gotcha.
Way more than it would be in
They
here.
do work,
Yes.
but
This thing comes to pressure pretty quickly. And the pressure is actually released in less than an hour. They say that it can take, I have seen reviews of the electric one saying that it can take as much as 2 hours or more to release pressure. And that it takes as much as an hour to come to pressure.
gotcha.
And it also takes longer to can the items as well.
Okay, so there you have it. These are our must-have. All right, these are our canning supplies, essential canning supplies for this year. That we've got to have them, or else we're stuck. We need these things to preserve our food and to make growing our food more worth it for us. Right. So this is self-sufficiency, obviously not 100%. But helps you to be more food independent. So thank you guys so much for watching. We do appreciate it. My name is Jason. That's Angela Kay. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We love you guys. God bless you and goodbye.